Good morning to one and all. Today we are discussing about the data types. Last session we had seen about the what is a Java. Data types plays a key role in a Java to communicate with the mission which data we are providing and to understand the mission. After that it will give the result. So let us start today's session. If you see the screen, there will be a flowchart regarding the background process of a missionary language. So if you given any code in a programming language, whatever it may be, Java or Python or any code, it will translate. By the translator only it will translate to the binary language. Binary language you all know, like 1001, like that it will be there. So it will translate to the binary level language, then only mission can understand what it need to, what we are trying to tell to the mission. So after knowing that what we had given input, then it will start to give the output in a binary language only. So it will again translate to there. Let's move on to the data types. Data types are classified into two types, primitive data type and a non-primitive data type. Again, one by one we will discuss. Coming to primitive data type, there are again classified into two types, like Boolean and the numeric type. Boolean, if you discuss about the Boolean will give the only true or false value, or else it will validate whether the statement is true, whether the statement is false. Default value of Boolean is false. So if you need to validate, or if you need to know what is the exact one, it happened or not, in this scenario you are using the Boolean. Coming to numeric type, the numeric types is nothing but a numbers and characters. So numeric type we again classified into integer and character. The character, by using, when we are using the character, in the sense, if you need to have any specific instruction that we need to give only 2 characters or 3 characters or single character or 4 characters, on that scenario, like if we are taking the states, the short form of the state will be AP, KA, TN, like that. So only 2 characters. If we are giving any data in anywhere, in any form, so it should be 2 characters only. We are giving the instruction in that. So and in this scenario we are using the char. And also if you see the integer value is nothing but numbers. So in a numbers we had a large number, small number, short number and a very small number, tiny number. So in this will be classified in a numbers, but all comes under the number only. So in a number, again we had a float number also. If any petrol prices you had seen 101.20 paisa, so this comes under 20 paisa. It's our float value. All you know, I understand that one. So if you see the integer, again integer had classified into 4 types. Like I said, as per the value it will be classified. So integer had classified into byte, short int, long int. So as the integer value, based upon the value length, based upon the value count, it will be classified. If it is a long int, if it is a normal one, int, if it is a short value, short int, if it is a tiny value, byte. So as of this it had been classified. Coming to floating point, again floating point, as I said like before, petrol values or any medicine value or any value like salary also, if it is having point or any dot, so if the salary is 100 or these type of numbers will comes under 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 290 or like this, it will comes under the integer value. If the value is like 10.23, 800.93, 108.63, like point will come. How many numbers or how many digits after the points, it is not going. It is a floating value. So and also double. So if the value double also is like a float value only. So if having any point, it will come, both comes under the floating point only. So if the value is high value, then it will use as a double. If you need to get the complete value, then we can use as a double. So coming to non-primitive data, we had again classified into many things. We will discuss the top 3 things like string, array, etc. like string. If you see in the string we can use in a, if any value, like we had seen the characters, if we are giving only specified number of characters, we are using the char. So if we are using the string, we can use the we can give the not only the characters, we can give the special characters, we can give the number, so it will be act as a variable. Like we can give any data, any type of data in a string. If you are validating string, also need to specify that how much length or how many values or how many digits you are giving. So by the specifying this data type, you can give the count also, data type name and the count you are giving. So in that data type name, if you are mentioning the string, in that string count, if you are giving the string count as a 10, in that 10 you can give as a capital letters, small letters and the numbers and special characters,
array is
whatever you require. So
it is a
for
data
this
structure
reason
consisting of a
we are using
collection
the
of
string.
elements,
And
each
array
identified
array
by
is nothing
at
but
least one
collection
array
of
index or
string.
key. An array is stored such that the position of the each element.
Now move on to the definition part. Data types define the range of the sizes and the value that can be stored in a variable. Data types in Java can be divided into two categories as we discussed before slide. Data types considered to be primitive, including boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float and double. Coming to non-primitive data type, there are other non-primitive data types such as classes, interfaces and arrays, etc. So if you see the next slide, so Boolean data type, we will see the in depth about the Boolean. Boolean data type only has two potential values. It might be true or false. It only gives the details, that a statement having the true value or false value. It will only validate like true or false. Simply flags that true or false circumstances are stored in the data types. Although the Boolean data type specifies one bit of information, its size cannot be precisely determined. Syntax, if you see in here, Boolean, if you need to give the variable name is equal to value, whether it may be true or false, you need to give. It will validate that variable name is validated, it's true or false. If you see the numeric type integer, integer, byte data type. Byte data type, the byte data type is an example of primitive data type. It is the 8-bit signed 2 complement integer. Its value range is 128 to 127. It has a minimum value of -128 and a maximum value of 127. Its default value is 0. The byte data type is used to save memory in huge arrays where memory savings are the most needed. It saves space since a byte is 4 times smaller than the integer. It can also be used in a place of the int. Data type, example, byte A is equal to 10, byte B is equal to -20. It's a value. A is storing the 10 value, B is storing the -20 value. Like that we can use as a byte. And if you see the short data type, a 16-bit signed 2 complement integer is the short data type. Its value range is -32768 to 32767 inclusive. It has a minimum of 32768 and a maximum of 32767. It has a default value of 0. So the short data type, like the byte data type, can be used to save memory. A short data type is a twice as small as an integer. Find out a more examples.
32-bit integer, its value range is -2147 483 643 -231 to 2147 483 647 -231 inclusive. It has a minimum of -2147 483 648 and a maximum of 2147 483
647. It has a default value of 0. Unless there is no memory constraints, the int data type is usually used as a default data type for integrals values. Example, integer a is equal to 1 lakh, integer b is equal to minus 2 lakhs. If you see here, long data type also will be there. So long is a 64-bit 2 complement integer data type. It has a value range of minus 9223 372 036 854 775 808 minus 263 2 9223 372 036 854 775 807 minus 263 minus 1 inclusive. Its minimum and maximum values are minus 223 372 036 854 775 808 and 9223 372 036 854 775 807. It is set to 0 by default. When you require a large range of values, then an int can utilize the long data types. Example, long a is equal to 10 lakhs L and long b is equal to minus 20 lakhs L. Last you are mentioning L for the long data type. So next, float data type, single prediction. 32-bit IEEE 754 floating point is the data type for the float. There are no limits to its value range. If you want to save memory when working with the huge floating point numbers arrays, it is advised to use a float rather than a double. For precise qualities such monetary amounts, the float data type should never be employed. It is set of 0.0f by default. Float f1 is equal to 234.5f. Float values you will mention as a 0.5f, 5.5 like that. So double data type. So a 64-bit double precision IEEE 754 floating point is the double data type. Its value range is infinite. Similar to float, the double data type is frequently used for decimal values. Also, it is never a good idea to utilize the double data type. For precise number like money, its default value is 0.0d. Example, double D1 is equal to 12.3. So coming to char data type, one 16-bit Unicode character is contained in the char data type. Its value range is from 0 to UFFF or 0 to U0000. So characters are stored using the char data type. Example, A is equal to capital A. If you see the array, an array is often a group of similar type elements which is a single contiguous memory address. A object called a Java array is made up of elements with the comparable data type. The components of an array are also kept in a single continuous memory region. It is the data structure when we keep elements that are comparable only predictable number of elements that can be stored in a Java array. The first element of an array is stored
What in Java is a string?
The second
is
memory is
typically a
kept
collection
at
of a
index
character
1.
string, however,
And so
refers to an
fourth
object
arrow
in Java
is
that represents
in Java
a
are
series of
index
characters.
based, as you shown in the
Java.lang is
figure.
used a string object is made using the string class. How many of a string objects can be made? There are two techniques for making a string object: by string literal, by new keyword. So here I am representing the data sizes and ranges. You can go through it. Thank you for watching this video. The definition part which I had given is useful for a competitive exams, and which I had given the flowchart explanation is useful to understand what is the subject. So orally I had given in the flowchart, and in-depth definitions we had given in the description part. Thank you to see this video, and please share and subscribe to my channel.